Going on, everybody? Drop a message in the chat if you hear. Going on, everybody? How you doing? What's up, Gary? What's up, Lance? Lance, how badly hurt is Nurse? Like, he has to be really badly hurt at this point. They were saying a hernia. Was that you? What's up, Nick? Yeah, Gary, there. You got your mod status now. Now you got the blue color. You got the wrench. So this'll be interesting. Does Vasilevskiy go 19-0 after losses? What's up, Ash? Ash, you having some pops tonight too? Turbo boosters, rooting whoever's doing the worst. I hope everybody is pumped about the weekend and has some kind of weekend. Maybe you're working through it. Lucky enough to be off till Monday. So Ash, you're a Ranger fan. What's going on in the seats? I see like fireflies and that lighting up. Like what's with the sparkly lights? Let's all jinx it. Yeah, I'm with you again, and that's he's not playing the same. He's playing at 20%, maybe 30%. Poor guy. Gary's at the bar. I love it. I looked so hard for hockey in a bar in Houston when I was there when the playoffs were on. I couldn't find one until I went into a bar that was owned by a Canadian and themed in Canadian because he had verses. What's up, Daniel? Bolts. It's interesting too, Gannon, because Draisaitl's he looked so good on his skates last series, and now he's starting to look like it's bugging him again. On a train home. Is that train the subway or is it a train into the burbs? Rags fans next to me. Well, you are in the Northeast. Yeah, I've never been in MSG, so I do wish like you didn't get some of this pregame stuff. I wish you got to see more of the arena pregame. They clearly had their light show going on, and I've never seen it for the Rangers, so I was always curious. Hey, Antonio, what's going on? I've got my Monster energy drink, so my heart can explode, apparently. They are looking slow and hurt, but I wonder how much of that really does have to do with the altitude there, Gannon. Like, I always do believe that altitude takes some getting used to. So going home to Edmonton, if they look fast again, then we're good. And it's interesting because they got a pretty good rest between the last series. Gannon was out. Where were you out last time? You were out somewhere. I can't remember if you were working or out with the wife. Doing good, Antonio. Doing good. Thrilled it's the weekend. Can't wait to sleep in tomorrow. Been up till 2 a.m. every night doing videos. Up at 6 for work. Metro North into the burbs. All right, nice. You got a house or apartment or condo there? Turbo Boost agrees. Which more teams would post the pregame shows? Ball Arena's amazing sound and projections. Suck you can't see it on TV. Yeah, exactly. You can never see it on TV. Hey, Sam. Thanks, Sam. I really appreciate it. I think I've lucked into something. COVID got me out of coaching because I wasn't coaching during COVID, and it was like, well, maybe YouTube will like it. Now it looks like YouTube's doing better than the coaching career, so guess I'll stay on. What's up, Jordan? You are definitely right now in the majority for fans on this channel. There's a few Bolts fans. I know for sure 2 diehard Ranger fans in here right now. Well, thanks for agreeing, Sam. People take it so personally when I pull up stuff like that. I think I called the Rangers pretenders. I told the Oilers they were shallow as a kiddie pool. The Blues the same thing. You just call it as you see it, and it's never a shot to the fan base of the team. A lot of good ways you can win. People think you have to be the Avs or the Bolts with this crazy deep team to win. It's just not true. You just got to be better at the thing you do best as a team. You got to get hot at the right time. Your goalie gets hot at the right time, and then, bam, you win. Hey, Big Dog Mac. Great job. Thank you. Yeah, okay. You can do both. Like, out of the playoffs this year, the only 2 teams that I was really like, you have no chance, felt like Nashville because they lost Saros. If they had Saros, they would have had some kind of chance. Probably still first round exit. It's the Avs. And the Capitals, only because they were playing the Panthers. And I was like, I see the holes in the Panthers, but they got to be able to beat the Caps. But they were stronger than I thought. So really, at the end of the day, if you added Saros back to the Preds, you had 16 really good teams. 30 watching, 8 likes. Fix that. Thanks, Nick. Always promoting. Ash M, your wife's doing residency in Connecticut, renting an apartment over there till she finishes in 2 years. What's she gonna do? Obviously, residency is doctoring. So is she gonna work in surgery, ER? Who's the corgi? Gannon. I keep hearing this corgi. I've never heard of it now. Now I'm behind. Gary's got a friend. He's up in New York there. He's got a friend, a Bolts friend. Every time I saw corgi, I thought people were saying Corsi because that's where my brain goes. I was like, what is this dog? Who's corgi? Tampa in 7, eh? I always feel like, I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel picking 6 and 7 is the safest pick. I always got mad props for people who call the sweep or call the 5. I think it's great. Okay, NHL Twitter's where I get the corgi from. I'm guessing this is like Groundhog Day where a corgi actually picks it. Yeah, okay, there it is. Internal medicine wants to get a fellowship in oncology. That's very honorable. Help a lot of people up there. I guess you've got to be a heck of a supportive partner too. I'm sure it takes a lot out of them. I couldn't imagine the mental toll of battling through that daily and then coming home. He called Oilers in 5 against Calgary. All right, all right. Huh. In Corgi we trust. What's up, studio? Are you watching this game with your kid, studio? You got the Avs jersey going? Oh, I guess it would have been the other one. You're on the Rangers. He's on the Avs. You're going to have to see each other in the finals. I get it. Don't worry. I talked myself into it. What's up, Zelda? How you doing? I bet this is a really fun night to be in MSG. See, you guys can see the twinkly lights now. I wonder where they're coming from. I wonder if people get their phones connected to it. It's just part of it. Looks like bracelets, maybe? Interesting. Connecticut is beautiful. The whole upper Northeast is beautiful. Everything up there. That little area, it's awesome. I know it's not little, but a lot of people, but there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Red Skull. I remember when I trusted the Corgi. Well, I'll be honest. I mean, Gannon knows this too. I picked the Oilers over the Avs on the same basis the Corgi did. Gut feeling, just like, you know what, I'm rolling. All signs pointed Avs, and I was like, ah. What level did or was I coaching, and who's the best player you ever saw in person or coaching against? Okay, so does everyone want to just spam the chat with Seth Jarvis for me, for Jordan? So Seth Jarvis is right now the best player I have ever coached. I've played against too many NHL stars to name that all bypassed me and made the show. So highest level I played junior, midget AAA. Some in the States you might call that prep. So I ended up playing with a bunch of guys that, you know, they got drafted, they moved into place. Best player I ever played with, like Weiss was up there. Cam Barker was up there. Dustin Boyd, Nigel Dawes was up there. Jonathan Toews. Yeah, it's Toews. It's Toews. I don't even know why I'm thinking this through. Toews was the best player I played against. And highest level I coached the 14-year-old provincial team up here. So that is basically, how do I explain it in Canada? If you're Canadian, you'll get it. If not, if you're American, it's a little different. But the steps to the pros are the WHL or the OHL, the QHL, like the CHL is what we call it. So I coach the level where guys are getting drafted into that league. I've had a few offers to go into junior, and I have a really good career, like outside of hockey. I got a business degree and all of that. So the money that you're offered in coaching, it basically goes from AAA. You do okay. It's just a part-time gig, but you get to coach the best players in the world at their age. After that, you move into junior, but junior pays you in Canada like $25,000, and you really can't have another job with it. It's very difficult. So I didn't want to take the step back at 30 from a career that was paying me really well, and I'm doing really well in now to do that. And because I never played pro, I couldn't make the initial jump. So coaching goes, you can make about 25K at the midget AAA level. You make about the same at the junior level. Then you have to win. Once you win at the junior level, you go into tier 1 junior, which is like WHL, CHL. Sometimes you can coach in the NCAA and get a very good living out of that. WHL, CHL assistant coach makes like 50 grand. So, I mean, it's not great. These guys aren't rich. Head coach might make 100 at best. Some of the top ones, like a Dale Hunter, are going to make a big amount of money. And then from there, you're going to move into the pros. But like an assistant coach in the pros, even still, isn't going to make a massive amount of money. So I just have a good career where I was at. So I capped myself purposely on it. But I have the certification from Hockey Canada to go to any level I want, which you have to be invited to. I think it took me 2 weeks. It cost me $5,000. It took me 2 weeks of my summer in a classroom and 2 years. And I think I had to put in about 10,000 hours and write a 150-page thesis on the sport before I could become certified. What's up, Little? Game started here. Go ahead and get the board up. There we go. The Sorelli and the Zibanejad line. What you guys just saw there, that little pass from the back that ends up tipping into the Ranger zone from the Bolts, that was invented by the Anaheim Ducks. That was never used before, but the one touch into the zone. Avoid the icing with the one touch. Now everyone uses it. Rangers are 1-8 in game 2s after winning game 1. Whoa, stats are not on this side. Yeah, Toews is obviously the coolest name I mentioned. I mean, he's a beast. He's had a hell of a career. Yeah, the Oil Kings just beat the Winnipeg Ice. I mean, that's two talented teams. The Winnipeg Ice have 3 first-round NHL draft picks on their team right now. Unbelievable, and the Oil Kings smoked them. Hey, Matt, how you doing? Happy Friday. Jordan says you take a money discount to have a job in hockey. I would to a point, but I do believe that money allows you to, you got families and stuff you got to take care of. Loving your job is important as well too, but it was too big of a difference for me. I haven't watched the tweet yet, Gannon. I'll take a look at it at the period break. Rangers end up leaving their zone here. I got 18:22 on my feed. You may be 90 seconds before or ahead of me. Filipino, the budding superstar of the New York Rangers. The kid line on fire. Vasi ends up playing that puck. Easy exit here for the Bolts. Gets through 2 Rangers on the way out. That's not what you want to do if you're the Rangers. Cal Foote. Quietly good Cal Foote. Easy play by Braun up the wall. So far, a little bit of a sloppy start for both teams. Just throwing the puck up the side, it feels like. A lot of neutral zone play. Dumps into zones. 20-year-old Schneider with a little reverse there. Rangers end up leaving, widening the zone. This can be ice. Reeves is going to argue it. I don't know why. I don't know what he's going to get from it, but he's going to argue. Jordan, I actually also played with Ryan Reeves. We were on the same team. I forgot about that. He's a really good guy. He's as friendly as he looks, and he is as tough as he looks. What's up, Pauls? No, the Tays aren't related. Tays is kind of like Smith. It's a very common Mennonite name. So in the Mennonite community, Tays is super common. A lot of Mennonites in Manitoba. What's up, Twin Life? The Federal Prospects Hockey League. The Danbury Hat Tricks play there. Terrible hockey, cheap beer, good time music. Yeah. Oh, are we going to have a scrap here? Reeves and Maroon? That's 2 tough customers. Maroon don't care. He doesn't care. I think they'll drop here. Maybe just a chat. You want it? You want it? I'll take it. You think you want it? Sure, sure. Here it is. I don't know why the linesmen get in it so fast now. I don't understand this. The linesmen used to let you go, and they don't anymore. It's such a weird spot fighting in hockey now. Like the scrums, the instigator rule, the linesmen getting in, the half visors. Maroon does his job, though. I can't believe he ends up suckering Reeves to the bench into the box. Great job by Maroon. Great job by Maroon. That's his job. I can't believe he ends up baiting him into a power play. I love that. Good job, Patty. Got to keep your cool there, Reaver. But yeah, I'm not understanding why they break up fights so quick. The other thing, I don't know, does this happen in the States? In Canada, when the fight starts, they don't tune into it quick. They pan away, and then they come back to it. Like they're afraid to show it. So all these weird things just make me wonder why they even bother leaving it in the game anymore. Thanks for loving the videos, Twin Life. I appreciate it. I work really hard on them. Really hard. Yeah, LB, hey, how you doing? Yeah, refs don't let them drop and fight anymore. The linesman got a lot of guts these days getting in between those boys. Big goal right off of it. Easy face-off, widen the zone. Sneaks it through. That is not vintage Shesterkin, but that is vintage Bolts there. Cooch. Cooch's beard looks in really good shape here. I wonder if he trims it, if he just lets it go. Oh, what a shot by Cooch. Quick little dangle with that puck. Waits, drags. Yeah, I don't see any tip there. Shesterkin just a little bit off his game there. Reeves ain't happy. Little head shake in the box. He can't believe he ends up getting thrown in. He's just doing his job. Like, I get it. Been in the box too many times. Oh, maybe that was a tip. Little back angle shows a bit of a flutter, so that must have been tipped. Initial angle didn't look that way. Quick start here by the Bolts. I'd be really interested to see if New York can keep up the shot pressure they did last game. Their shot pressure was incredible. The shot count was through the roof. I mean, if the Rangers are going to put up 35 shots a game on the Bolts, they got an amazing chance to win this series. I don't know. Did it go off Lindgren's stick? It's hard to tell. ESPN is terrible. TNT is better. I don't know why ESPN, Alex, can't just copy their basketball quality. Basketball quality for ESPN's through the roof. Hockey, States can't get it. Twin Life. Who do you want to win? I actually don't have a horse in this race morally, like in terms of like who I like. I think these are great teams. I have a reason to like both now. Financially, we're sponsored by BetUS. I have $50 on the Bolts, which pays me $500. So I wouldn't mind cashing a ticket on the Bolts. Yeah, and I wish I could grow a beard. It's not all it's cracked out to be. If I don't have a beard because I have no hair on the top of my head, I look like Mr. Clean. Someone predicted a Perry Tippin. I don't know, but they did. That's just Corey Perry. He's going to stand in front of the net. Corey Perry is going to do two things. He's going to slash players, and he's going to stand in front of the net. I love Corey Perry. One of my favorites, maybe of all time. Yeah, Jordan, I would do prospect draft analysis. That's kind of my wheelhouse there. So I will definitely do some tape breakdown on prospects. The challenge is in order for me to find the tape on 32 prospects and watch them through, it's quite a lot of work. I only need, like, since I'm not doing it professionally, I would need about 7 minutes of tape at max on a player to give you a pretty good breakdown of it. A scout's going to need hundreds of hours, but anybody who's watched this game at the level myself or a scout has, really, if you're live, especially if you're live, being live changes it. On tape, you just can't see things you can see live. You really only need maybe 5 to 7 plays before you know where the player stands, like 90%. But if you're wondering, Shane Wright is the default number one. He should be. Their media is just creating controversy, in my opinion. He's a perfect player for St. Louis. He's a perfect player for the Habs. I think he's going to be a star in this league, very close to Bergeron. Wright and Bergeron, I think, are a great comparison. He's not going to do anything flashy, but he does everything the right way. He's a perfect two-way player. I love Shane Wright. What's up, Zombie? Hey, Colt. Am I a Leafs fan? No, I'm a Jets fan. Bolts are definitely pushing the play right now. Dallas Stars legend Corey Perry. Corey Perry's been everywhere. Habs legend, Stars legend, Ducks legend. Yeah, guys, join the Discord if you're not on there. Super fun. Super fun. Discord's great. That's okay, Cole. There's not much to talk about when your team is not in the playoffs and you're covering the playoffs. Oh, so funny story about the Jets this year. I had them ranked number 5 in the regular season at the end of season standings, even with the 2 new defensemen we got. And my brother comes into the room when I'm creating my rankings. We're both huge Jets fans. And he goes, how do you have the Jets 5? Minnesota has nobody. Nashville, not very good. St. Louis, overrated. And the Jets have Hellebuck. Are you insane? And I took all of my data and all of my thoughts because I was like, no, I think the Jets are 5th this year. And I went, you're absolutely right. And I put them at 2. Little hometown bias there. We can all be swayed by stories we love. You can always sway me with a hot goalie. A team can be absolutely terrible. And if you tell me they got the hottest goalie, I'm probably in. Hey, Kojak. Not Torts. Trotz. We do not want Torts. Trotz is rumored to be tied into Vegas now. Sup, Mick? Yo. The Jets have a great horn. Great goal horn. Great songs. I don't believe the narrative about COVID putting draft classes behind one bit. These guys are so good. They're so talented. They're going to find their way. The difference between, like, when guys play in junior, and I think you know this a lot, Lance, because if you got family playing for the Oil Kings, it doesn't matter. Almost a goal in there. It doesn't matter how good the league is. It's always a million steps below the NHL, and the only way to get NHL ready is to play NHL minutes. So you can prepare and play in the AHL and the WHL all you want. You just got to get on the ice with the men and see what you can do. So these guys have massive talent. They're in great shape. They're talented. They'll either be like Jarvis and take, 5 to 15 games to get adjusted, or they'll take a few years. But I don't think COVID's going to set them behind at all. Go blue team. The Leafs and the Bolts was confusing. I'm cheering for the blue and white team. What's up, Kojak? No, you're the guy. Vasi is looking better. He's looking solid. You can tell a goalie right away. Like, if a goalie stops a puck and it's just a boring like no rebound. It's just done, dead play into a whistle. Goalie's on his game. If you see pucks are fumbling or he starts looking in his glove for the puck, little twitching motions, they're fighting it. And that's a pretty good bet. So he'll buy you a Tampa t-shirt. And if he wins, you have to wear a goalie mask and his Panarin jersey for a week. Rough. What city are you in? Are you in Tampa, New York? Okay, we have good zone entry here. Gets it up to the point. That's the most common place you're going to put it. Block shot. Puck goes in. Block shot go down. Tampa Bay. Andrei Miller, one of my favorite Rangers. I love that veteran play. Goes over, taps his buddy on the helmet and says, that's all right. Great block. Nothing more disappointing than getting hurt on a block. It goes back out and they score. Really nice activation here by Miller jumping in over the blue line. This guy has really turned into a gamer, in my opinion. Just developing like crazy. Look, he ends up coming up here to the top, cruises in, kills him with a puck. Beautiful shot. Wow. Wow, what a wrister. Little knuckler there. That's tough. Ash gets it going. $5 a Rangers goal. Love it, buddy. Thank you. Colt says he used to live in Tampa. What's up, Dan? He says, let's go. Yeah, you know what, Gannon, I do believe the draft will be very mixed up. I think scouts, the players are always ready. Scouts are just sometimes junk. Like the problem is every team gets 20 scouts. Those 20 scouts all have like a different area, and the different area that they're scouting or league that they're scouting gives them kind of like a ranking in terms of where they're going to sit at the table, and whoever has the ear of the GM more is going to win. And then I think people talk themselves in and out of good players. That's why Cale Makar felt to 4, because he was from the AJHL. If he played in the dub, he would have been 101. So scouts get too funny with what they do, and everybody needs their guy or their player from their league to get through. So it ends up skewing and misskewing where the players go. So I don't think players really get missed all that often. The draft will get all the best players. They can just be out of order, and I think COVID's totally screwed that up for these scouts. They're going to overthink it or underthink it. That's why I think people are discussing the Shane Wright thing. They're overthinking it. This is not Nail Yakupov. He makes the right play every time because he wasn't an offensive dynamo to the level they expected. But again, neither was Bergeron. Always underrated. Severely underrated player. Oh, Jack, would you believe me if I told you I live in New Orleans? That's great. I hear New Orleans is a fun city. That's one place I have never been. I really need to go. Colts, a Canes fans. Sup, Snipes? Here comes the barrage of goals now. It is exactly like the scene from Moneyball. I've been in those war rooms. I've been in them for the WHL and for that, and I can only imagine what they would look like in the NHL. You're just, this is why my guys got to go. And they do argue. So the crazy thing about it too, Gannon, is they have advanced analytics people in these rooms now and tape people in these rooms. And they're in the ear of the scouts. So it's the same thing. Your computer system can't tell me what 40 years of my eye test can tell you. And what it takes is a really good team building GM to get the guys to talk to each other, build a cohesive unit when it comes to scouting, to be able to work together to determine who the best player is. Because the advanced analytics guys can't do it alone, and the eye test guys can't do it alone. They have to have a conversation and talk about what they're seeing and not be so hard on their points. Be willing to listen to each other. If they do, they're going to find the right player every time. But if they're going to fight each other in politic for the top position of who to draft, they're going to lose it every time. Nice goal here off the face-off. Petrano and Kreider on the assist. Nice pickup there from Florida. Came from Florida, right? I didn't just make that up in my head. Maybe I made that up. Shots 4-3 right now. 13-20 on my stream. Quick little regroup here. Oh, that'll get you in trouble with a coach. You have to go north to south. If you keep playing east to west like this is about 6 passes east to west plus 2 backwards. That'll set coaches in a tivy. Nice 2-on-1 here along the wall by Tampa Bay in their own zone. Good puck support here on the wall. Bogosian, slow as slow could be, ends up missing the puck out. Looks to go in. Chunky skater Bogosian is. Andrei Miller, beautiful skater, speaking of skaters, moves it silent quickly into the corner. 2-on-1 in the corner for the Rangers. 3-on-1 down low. Rangers causing all kinds of havoc, but can't get control of the puck here. Just a little bit of body play. Neutralized dump in. This should signal a Ranger change. Just a little bit of body. Oh, picks his pocket back there. Tyler Mott is just an unheralded, like, he's a great player. I love him as a depth player. I also love how everybody thinks their own team's fourth line and third line is underrated and not appreciated enough. Most common comment I get. Goal! Big save by Shesterkin. Huge rebound taken out. No problem. Big man gets post to post. Bolts can't put it in. Tiny little cross check there on Vetrano. You don't score on one end. Usually it ends up in the back of your net. We'll see if the Rangers take advantage of it here. Igor chance go. They get started. Adam Fox is so confident with the puck. He has no fear with the puck. He knows no one's taking it off his stick. Bolts penalty. MSG goes nuts. Stamkos checks the stick to see if it's broken. Canes have the best system when it comes to scouting, in my opinion. They get it done with 5 full. Yeah, and you know what? I mean, Mick, you make an interesting point about scouting. I think a lot of us, including me, I always think about scouting as amateur scouting, but professional scouting is just as important. Canes are one of the best teams out there at actually picking up, trades and pro players off free agency. The Rangers have done an excellent job with their pro scouts as well, too. Only 7 draft picks on the roster, 13 brought in. A good pro scout can be worth his weight in gold. There's teams like Pittsburgh that barely ever make picks, at least picks that matter in the first round. They use that currency and they flip them to experienced players. Fox on the top ends up moving it through. Fox going to take it from the top. You're not going to score on Vasilevskiy from the top. I'm starting to see more and more announcers echo what I'm saying, which is you got to start the power play down low below the dots these days. You don't have to change your system or your setup. You just working it from the top isn't always ideal. The Rangers are going to do that, though, because that's where the shooter spot from Zibanejad comes from. Flame Red, big KC fan. You live in Japan. What time is it in Japan right now? Yeah, that patience from Fox on the top, Ash, is you got to love it, but I would say maybe only 20 defensemen in the NHL have the street credit, if you will, to play with a puck like that. They just don't have the puck skills beyond that. Maybe the top 30. You get your pocket pick there. It is in the back of the net. But Sam Schmitz is unreal. But Adam Fox has the ability to do that for sure. Love Fox. Moves that puck over to Fox. Tampa Bay is going to take away the mid lane passing there. Little bumper shot. Doesn't get it into the angle that Mika would want. Zabby doesn't get it there. Fox ends up moving over to Breadman. Fox again up top. Down low to the Breadman. Now you're down low. This is where damage happens. Mika loves that clapper. I might have exchanged that to a wrist shot. Mika clapper again. Slap pass. Beauty slap pass to Kreider in front. Left brain, right brain of Chris Kreider and Mika Zibanejad. They find each other wherever they go. Basically one unit. 9:37 in Japan. Is that in the morning? It depends how you're talking about your third line, Gannon, for the Oilers. Like, I don't think they hurt you. I mean, do they add a lot? Like, if I think of a third line, like the Stahl line or the Nick Paul line, I mean, to me, those are game-breaking third lines that get talked about a lot, and they should be. Do I have like the Fogle line in there and the McLeod guys? No, I don't think they're bad though. They do their job. They don't take penalties. They don't get scored on that much. Rangers third line went from a so-so third line, in my opinion, to just deadly. The kid line is awesome. Really stepped into their own. Chernak is out. They end up killing it. 9:37 in the night. Okay. Does that mean, like, are you a day ahead of us? I'm asking way too many questions. Because it's 7:42 here at night. Is shooting for the point, looking for a rebound dead? I wouldn't say it's dead. I say it's obviously better than no shot. But I think people are thinking more, Gannon, about, do you want to take that shot because if it hits shin pads or it goes low? It's basically a turnover if you think about it, because you're giving the puck off of your stick and a low percentage shooting chance. So if you put puck on net, just like we saw there, Tampa Bay tried to put it in, Gonzo. Nice little backhand, hits the post. But shots from the point are just a very low percentage chance to score. Any shot from the point's about 3% or less to go in the net if the goalie can see it. Between 5 and 7% if there's a screen. Increases to about 15% on a tip. So that becomes a high percentage chance. So the shot from the point, you're really looking for that tip. Schneider's got to dial in that sniper scope. Beautiful cross-ice pass. Misses the net. Goes wide. Igor plays that puck. Easy breakout. Igor Shesterkin leading in assists for goalies. Here we go. We're going to have a scrap. New York back to the power play. Tampa Bay trying their goon tactics, as we'll call it. Veteran presence. Do I think McLeod can become a top 6 forward? So the interesting thing about a top 6 forward, LB, is sometimes they're born out of needs. So Andrew Kopp's a great example in the New York Rangers. It took a long time for him to ever be considered a top 6 with the Jets because the top 6 of the Jets was so deep. So McLeod could play top 6 on a lot of NHL teams, but right now it depends what you feel the top 6 is. Like, if that is kind of a reward, because there is a thing about line chemistry and that type of stuff. So when I think of a top 6 player, I think of a player that on any team, any day of the week and twice on Sunday is going to play on a team's top 6. So Kopp has got there now, but it took him quite some time to get there. And it really depends on who's in front of you. So could McLeod replace Yamamoto on a top 6? Maybe. But like I said, it took Kopp 7.5 years, really, to get into that top 6. So McLeod's got time, I guess. John Doe, 1994 again. What's in 94? Is that a Blue Jays win? No, it's a Rangers win. It's bugging you. Talking baseball. Mark Messier does it without Gretzky. Finally gets to claim his place at the top of hockey legends. Not only just being good, but being good away from Gretzky in 94. Thank you all for telling me about ticker tape parades. I had no idea that's where it was from. They did change Miller to a D. Yes, he was a forward. They moved him to a D. That's usually a compliment, in my opinion. That means you're highly skilled. You think the game really well. Defense have to be very skilled, especially in skating. I would argue that a defenseman is especially a top 30, they're likely a better skater than almost all forwards in the league. You have to have a really good brain for the game too, because you have to play. It's kind of like quarterback. You got to see the entire ice. You have to think it through and anticipate. Forwards, you can just go up the wall, down the wall, take shots. Some forwards are even terrible backwards and lateral skaters because they don't have to do it. This could be a goal here down low. And Aaron's working it down low up to the bumper position here on the power play. What's up, Cali Bucks? Mr. Mintix? Hey, I'm good. How are you? Enjoying another Rangers game. Never figured when the playoffs started I'd be live streaming the Rangers the most, but here we are. Fox's confidence with the puck here on the wall is disgusting. Just evasive skating for days. Little pivots, turns. Huge save there by Vasilevskiy. Big one-timer by Zibanejad. All that comes from Fox, though. Unbelievable skating by him. Ryder down low with a beautiful juke behind the net. 6:53 left for me. 1 minute left on the power play. Redman up top. Over to Zibanejad. You know what? Zibanejad's got a great slap shot, but I'd like to see him stop it once in a while and maybe use a wrist shot, change it up a little bit. Goalies know what's coming. The clapper is the way to go, but sometimes you got to keep them guessing. Jacob Trouba is going to exit the zone here. Moves it over to Hedl. That zone entry doesn't work out. The aggressiveness of the Bolts gets it back down the other end. 30 seconds left on the power play. Trouba will end up carrying. Little breakout pass there to Hedl. Rangers enter the zone with control. They should have time to set up for one, maybe two more here. They're going to go up to the top to Trubes. Trubes moves it over to his buddy Andrew Kopp. Two Americans playing on the Jets for some time. Good friends. Petrano down low. I think this is going to be it for the power play. Alexis Lafreniere up to the top. Body ricochet. It's out. Stammer is out now. Captain back on the ice. Shots are still 6-6. This is all right. This is a fine start for Tampa Bay, even though they've taken a couple penalties. Killing a penalty is almost as good, if not better, than scoring a goal. The momentum it builds for your team is huge. The bench always gets fired up. Killers love to kill, too. Go Pens, go. Hey, you like your Brian Rust signing? I do. Of course, I'm sad the Jets didn't make the playoffs. Believe it or not, I'm less sad they didn't make the playoffs, and I'm more annoyed because I've kind of seen this coming for a little while. I think management's made some poor moves with the Jets, to be honest, and I think something's wrong in the Jets locker room. I think there's a leadership controversy in the locker room right now. I think Wheeler needs to be traded. It's all speculative, but the boys don't look like a cohesive unit. A lot of talent on paper, not doing anything with it. We'll see if a coach changes it. What do you mean by last, Mick? Calibuck Lightning need to start hitting the Rangers. Well, they are. That's how they've taken 3 penalties, in my opinion. Not just physical play, but you got to watch the little things of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Their veteran presence, as I like to call it, is excellent. Stick holds, slashes, toe taps. I love it. Hey, welcome back, Dimitri. I'm disgusted how good the Rangers are on the power play. It's not right. A lot of power play has to do with coaching tendencies too. Power play is a huge coaching area, but when you have a top 6 as good as the Rangers, it's going to be good. Last message. Let me scroll up, Mick. A Class 2A HS sophomore finished the season with 3 goals, short of the state record with 77 goals over 25 games, with their team having 192 and smash less record. I don't know what that means. I don't speak soccer that well. We'll watch a game this year, though. Especially the World Cup. Canada's in the World Cup. Go figure. Men's crazy. Yeah, refs love late calls. Cole Perfetti's your favorite Jets player. Cole Perfetti's a good player. He's a good player. I wish we would have taken Jarvis, but Perfetti's a very good player. The Iron Bolts versus the Power Rangers. I haven't heard that before. Interesting. I like that. I might steal that for a thumbnail. Yeah, good power plays that put in goals. Amazing. Think about a hockey player having 77 goals over 25 games. Okay, that's ridiculous. And is this in female soccer? They're saying only a handful of guys in the league that can shoot from distance like Zibanejad does. I'd say Zibanejad is one of the best one-time clappers in the league. Nothing to disagree with there. Yeah, I always kind of viewed soccer games as 1-0, 2-1. Hey, Soapy, how's the jerseys going? Giovanni, what's up? Edmonton going to get swept? We have to see when they go home. There's a big home ice advantage for the Avs. My thoughts on Cole Perfetti is he's a guaranteed top 6 in the NHL. Likely a top line player. One of the best passers. I actually think by the time Perfetti's career is done, he'll be Leon Draisaitl light. I don't think he's going to be Draisaitl. Draisaitl's the best passer in the league. There's no doubt. To me, it's not even close who the best passer is. It's him. Leon can do things. I don't understand how he sees people. He's got 6 eyes. But Perfetti plays with his head up all the time, always looking for players, making space. It's 2A, so the scoring's a little bit higher. I get it. Edmonton will win 1 at home for sure. If they win 2 at home, then we have a total different series. So Gannon saying they won't be slept. I'd like Edmonton to win a game. I think it goes to show, though, in the playoffs that the format for the playoffs as a whole, it's the right 8 teams. Everyone gets worried about the seeding. It is the best 8 teams on each side that make the playoffs. I don't think anyone misses the playoffs that should be there, but the ordering is screwed up. The way the regular season works and the way these rivalries and divisions work, it's the order that's screwed up. Mort Seider. Mort Seider is one of the best up-and-coming defensemen in the NHL. We're not talking about him in the light of Cale Makar and Charlie McAvoy's and Adam Fox's yet, but we will be. Seider is just, I don't know. He is physical. He's a monster to play against. He's offensive. He moves the puck. It's that German efficiency of Leon Draisaitl. Could be. Tampa will be swept, Anthony's saying. We're 1 game in. He's calling the sweep. It's bold. Miller's huge. He's huge. Him and Hedman are the 2 biggest players, it looks like, on the ice. Hedman's a monster, too. Haven't had a shot here in a little while. A lot of neutral zone play. Vasilevskiy's so confident with his puck play. Kind of looked offside for a second. Maybe I just blinked and missed it. People love calling the sweep. Cale Makar is truly something special. I agree. The question is, are we ever going to see like a Paul Coffey, Ray Bourque type defenseman where they're the clear number 1 in the NHL? I don't know, because you still got Yossi, you got Hedman, you got Makar, you got Fox, you got McAvoy, Seider on the way up. There's a lot of reasons. Ekblad is starting to get up there. A lot of reasons to like a lot of defensemen in the NHL. Yeah, I mean, Gannon, I think the order for the playoffs can be fixed 2 ways. One, they need to fix the regular season. This bonus point or loser point is skewing everything horribly. That's why Florida ends up winning the President's Trophy. I think could be a quick goal here. Nope. Stopped by Vasilevskiy. Might be a post. Fox moves it. Oh my God, Fox. Too easy. Capo Caco on the doorstep. Bangs her home. We'll keep up that deserve to win-o-meter. Still a 50-50 game. Who knows what offside is anymore? Look, when you got everybody all around, years into hockey questioning what offside is, I don't care if they got the call right or not. It just goes to show how broken the rule is. People want to know. I feel people want to feel like the game is fair, and it is fair. But a lot of people get the tinfoil hat on when they see these crazy, intense rules and how they get interpreted. It's such a simple concept, offside. Why did it have to be complex? There's nothing complex about it. Thank you, Ash. I appreciate it. Big flex on the sticker. Caco, Caco. Caco, Capo. Caco, Caco. Yeah, Lance says going into the Calgary series, Calgary only won one more game than Edmonton, but they have more loser points, and that's exactly it. I even overvalued the Calgary Flames because of the loser point, even after pushing it in. There's a Habs fan in the Discord saying the Rangers are like the 2021 Habs, but better. Realistic call. Refs, they say they don't want to be seen. They say they don't want to have part of it, but they love it. They love being in the game and part of the game, and that's the problem. You don't want people like a ref just needs to be neutral. You shouldn't even notice a referee if they're doing their job really well. Is JT Miller a D-man now? I don't think so. Kook, you got a Kako jersey on? Interesting. Did you get it right after the draft, or you believe in still? Lance says he believes in the spirit of the rule, and I agree. I think the rules should be written in very plain black and white so you could adhere to that as opposed to all this interpretation. I mean, here's the thing, though, Lance. Like, they called it onside, so if there was no challenge, we all would have been hooped anyway, and everyone would have just said, oh, it was an accidental call. But now that you have a challenge, it reminds me of baseball back in the day where they had the replay, and on second, you were always taught to pop up. Guy would get to the base, jump up, a guy would tag him, he'd be an inch off the bag, and that would be it. That wasn't the spirit of the rule. Dan says the series is something. I agree. This team won it back-to-back. Shake my head. Well, I mean, one thing, Callie, you got to remember, they're missing Braden Point, one of the most important elite players on their squad. Hey, Double Dub. Oh, the ref's dropping the puck at all times. Double Dub, like, that's my heart right there. The linesmen are ridiculous. Like, this whole, we're going to pump and maybe we'll drop it, maybe we won't. The whole face-off is so straightforward, and the NHL just... Guys don't stand in the lines they're supposed to. You want to win a draw, you got to cheat better than the other guy. It's crazy. So far, the Rangers have had a tougher time against the Canes and the Bolts. Don't have that type of forecheck. Well, I mean, the Bolts are slower than the Canes. There's no question about it. They're a slower team in that scene. Worst I've seen Tampa look. I've been watching them for 10 years. Hey, Mark Goldie, what's going on, man? How you doing? How do you feel about the Rangers, Mark? Are you going for Tampa Bay? I know you're a Bruins guy. Sorry, Daniel. The Warriors was rough. I saw a whole bunch of Boston Celtics stuff at my work today. Everyone was wearing green. Canes had the number 1 D in the NHL. Yes, they did. Boston number 2. Conference finals have been great so far on both sides. They're fun. Zelda says Power Rangers are bringing it. My thoughts on Drew O'Connor. I don't have thoughts on Drew O'Connor. I'm sorry. Mark, you're cheering for the Rangers. Interesting. All right. Boston and New York had a big rivalry. Don't tell Lance, but I found myself cheering a little bit for the Oilers. That's weird being a Winnipeg fan. Edmonton and Calgary have obviously the biggest rivalry, but Winnipeg has a rivalry with Edmonton too. Half the size. Rangers are a bad matchup. Are they a bad matchup, or are they just a really good team? I mean, they got a nice top 6, really good top 4 defense. Shesterkin's on another level. Boston dropped 40 in the 4th. Warriors only 16 points. Then we went scoreless for 5 minutes. Yeah, you go on a 5-minute no-score run, you're doomed. There's no question about that. You're doomed. Thanks for being here, guys. If you haven't yet, just go ahead, throw a thumbs up there for me. I'd really appreciate it. We got 24 likes on the stream. The deserve to win a meter has the Rangers kind of favoring, kind of not. I mean, you can see down here with some of the shots on goal. I'd like to see Tampa Bay get more around the net. Test Vasilevskiy a little bit more. It's really tough. You're right, Lance, to cheer against Edmonton because of goals and dingers and McDavid. Hey, Steph. How are the Rangers winning? They have one more goal than Tampa. Mo, what's going on? Yeah, there's nothing Vasi can do on a backdoor pass. Imagine saying you're doomed in soccer if you don't score for 5 minutes straight, let alone 90. You hate the Rangers less? Yeah, my takeaway, Ash, from the first period is pretty simple. The Rangers' speed and zone entry is incredible. That is number one. Like, their ability to move the puck at speed and move the puck as a unit is huge. Right now, I think the Hedel line is actually outplaying the Ross Colton, Nick Paul line. So Tampa Bay is going to heavily lean on that line three. But if the Rangers are going to beat line three on line three, the Bolts are going to be in a little bit of trouble. Shesterkin stands on his head. Vasilevskiy played really good, but the Bolts never really had a great opportunity. And I don't just think that's the Bolts playing bad. I actually do think that's the Rangers playing amazing defense as well, too. Elliot Friedman saying right now, do you think Tampa is sensing they're really in trouble right now? Showing clips of John Cooper yelling at the top of his lungs behind the bench, pacing. Never a great sign. Hasek's the best goalie ever. He's the most exciting goalie ever. I don't know. Is Hasek more exciting or is Waugh? Waugh was crazy. Kelly Rudy's saying he hasn't seen this. It's just like not the same team he's seen. You know what, Lance, I don't mind Rudy because at least he brings a goalie perspective, but I'm with you. Like on this, I mean, there's no Bieksa right now, but I really like the relationship between Friedman and Bieksa and how they rib on each other. If I was Canada here, I know everybody loves Ron McLean. I would move Ron McLean to like an hour show after. I think he's a little long in the tooth now. I don't think he needs to be on the panel. I don't think he's selling tickets. How do I think the Rangers match during the Avs, Corey says. Thanks for the donation. So the Avs are probably the most complete team in the playoffs. From defense to offense, everything about that is better. But Shesterkin makes up for a lot, and the fact that the top four of the Rangers D is solid, I think they match up again closer than people think, and it will come down to the goalies. And I don't know if Kemper's going to be back. I don't know which way it goes, but I'm almost starting to lean towards the Rangers, even over the Avs, because of the goalie. But the Avs are they may be a perfect team this year. I mean, they were ranked number one all year for quite some time. Watched some Australian hockey last night, 12-2 game. Don't get that in the NHL. I had a few friends that played pro in the Australian League. Albelin, well, he's clearly a Swede. You're not talking about the guy, the old dude from the Swedes, are you? Mixed? You think Coop is having a nice chat telling them to get their shit together? Coop's yelling. There's no question. Coop's yelling. He's fired up. Can somebody boot this? How do we boot this person? Put this user on timeout. Report. All right, booted. Bye-bye. Gotta love bots as they get in here. How are the Rangers not tired? So there's momentum playing there. I also think that Gallant has managed his bench very well. And I think the Rangers are moving the puck very well. I don't think they're having to do a ton of skating. Ryan Lindgren is absolutely a cyborg. Yeah, I saw you hide it. I appreciate it. The 3 little dots beside their name too, Gary. I'll let you boot him as well. Hedo's playing good. Nothing wrong with Hedo right now. Hedo has had a couple moments here up the middle. It was really nice. See, you still got to get through the Bolts though. It'll be interesting going back to Tampa Bay. Did the Avalanche win last night? Oh, did they ever, Bobby? Panarin is one of the best Russian players to ever play this game. He's got one of the best shots in this entire series, let's call it. I mean, I think it's Stamkos is the best shooter in this series, but Panarin's damn close. I think his defense is terrible. I don't love his contract for the value, but also I see why they did it. They had a lot of cap space, so they end up bringing him in. And sometimes a guy like Panarin can be a bit of a coach killer in the sense that he may not play defense the way you want him to, but you have to put him out there, and what he's paid, you're really forced to play him there. So sometimes it can be tough. He's definitely hyper skilled. I go back and forth. He's one of the most elite to ever play. I just wish he'd do a couple things different. Ash is laughing. Lindgren is a cyborg. When he got his knee hurt there last series, and then he just came back, I thought he was done. I was like, hey, he's finally done. Not that I'm cheering for it. How is this person back? Bots. Hide user on this channel. Do-do-do. Reports. Zombie, we banned him twice. I don't know how he got back. I have no idea. And it's funny, all of these bots, because I'm booting them all right now. This is 4 different bots. It's not even the same bot, because normally it leaves all at once. That was 4 bots that just jumped in there. No, thank you, Sam. I appreciate it. What do you think of Panarin? Nick says time for research. Zombie Mimic Tinder is free. I did select hide user on all 4, and then I had to report them banned each time. Hide loser on this channel. Hey, Putter. Oh, Whalers jersey would be dope, Soapy. Oh, Keandre Miller's sky's the limit. Absolutely sky's the limit. What is he, 23 right now? I believe it's 23. Turning 23. I mean, I just don't see how this guy can't develop. He's a monster of a player. He's so good. He's already a top 4, so it's incredible when people say, like, how far can he grow? Because he's already one of the better defensemen in the league. Thank you for reporting him too, guys. Those Power Rangers. Why is the deserved winometer in favor of Tampa Bay there? This is all, the deserved winometer is all based on the advanced stats that they build into the game, including the way the goalies play and how the team's playing in terms of scoring chances. So because they have 4 or 5 good scoring chances here, they're saying they could have put a few in, but Shesterkin was playing amazing. That's why it's close here. But that's why we don't play it just off stat sheets. Good question, though, John. Bring back the Whalers. I think Canes fans, would you be horribly disappointed if you lost the Carolina Hurricanes pass back to the back to Hartford? He's watching the broadcast, but it sounds like waving the pom-poms to the Rangers. I'm not a fan of neither team, just enjoying the game. Am I wrong, chat? Not sure, Ras Lion. Price wins the Masterton. Plot twist, Gary is the bot, the mod is the bots. Is there a Canada's national men's team friendly tomorrow at 7? I'm not sure. I will only follow Canada soccer when we are actually in the World Cup. It's a little down my list when it comes to time. I want to get into it. The Rangers didn't even have a proper arena to play in there. There's literally no chance they go back. No one's going to move. The only team that has a chance to move is Phoenix, and they have no chance to move because the NHL is never going to move them. Unbelievable the NHL would rather play the Arizona Coyotes in a 4,500-person college rink than move them. Show us the hat? What hat? Alex lives on the outskirts of Hartford. Still a diehard fan base. Most have just started watching other teams. Yeah, that's fair. That's what happened in Winnipeg. We didn't have a team for 25 years. Arizona can only have a team if they sign a 30-year no-move clause. How many arenas are in Arizona now? I feel like they've been in 2 and they're trying to build a 3rd. Like, how much hockey do they need? Thanks, Ras. I really appreciate it. I work really hard on it, so I'm glad you're loving it. Where would the Coyotes go? I think the primary location is Houston first. I also think Kansas City is a good location. Of course, I'd like them to go back to Quebec so they could have the Quebec rivalry again. But I think if the NHL wanted to go back to Quebec City, they would. The problem with Winnipeg and Quebec City, and they saw it with Winnipeg, is you have like 80% of Winnipeggers who love the Jets. Like, the market is saturated. It's all Jets all day. But it's still market 26 when it comes to profitability because the market's so small. You can have 100% of the market, but it's small and it'll never be a national team. The Oilers and the Jets will never have a national following where guys are wearing their jerseys and going crazy like some teams in the league. More non-traditional markets, I say. Yeah, I mean, the reason you go to Houston is because you're looking for the TV market. So it's like a bundle when you're selling it. The bidders in the States. That's why Phoenix was such a big deal for them to have. It didn't matter how many people were actually watching. And this is right from my friend that's an NHL executive that does this. It didn't matter how many were watching. It was all about what the total market size was. And Phoenix brought like a 5 million person market size. So it's interesting how the NHL thinks as a unit of market, like all teams as a market size and market potential, as opposed to will it just succeed in that market? Sounds like some stock market shenanigans. Can I give you a recap and prediction for the upcoming period? I think Tampa Bay is going to get their stuff together in the second here. I think we come out of the second period 3-3. Tampa Bay is not going to go into the box. I don't think the Rangers are going to go into the box either. I think they're going to play good hockey. But I think Tampa Bay ends up scoring 1 5-on-5. I think the Rangers get a goal after that, and I think Tampa might tie it up near the end of the second. So I think we can see. I'm going to call 3 goals in the second. 2 for Tampa. I say we go into the third tied. Now, because I've said that and I've put voice to word, like I've made a prediction, it'll be 6-2 for the Rangers because I just did that. You had a patchy beard, Soapy. You shaved it. I have patchy hairline, so I shaved it too. New Orleans would be interesting. I mean, I do think Houston's the next team in line. Kansas City's close, though, too. They fight for Arizona because of the size of the TV market. 5 million people in the TV market. It doesn't matter if anyone ever tunes in to an Arizona game. They get to sell that when they sell it to ESPN by saying, look at the size of the market as a whole. And they're not selling Phoenix to ESPN. They're selling all American teams as a unit. Because remember, you sell all the Canadian broadcasts nationally as a right, and you sell all the American broadcasts nationally as a right. So you may have 60 whatever local broadcasts that are sold separately, but the 21 national games, they all combine, and Arizona has a huge TV market. So it doesn't matter if anyone tunes in, you just have to pay for it. It's the song and dance of selling TV deals. I think there's going to be some goals here, Alex. I do. I think these teams are more offensive than we thought coming in, or the goalies here, they're good, but these teams are both dynamic offensively. They want another Matthews out of Arizona. Russian goalies are the new thing. They're the hot thing right now, that's for sure. If there was an Olympics, I'd be very afraid to play Russia because of their 3 goalies. Shesterkin, Bobrovsky, Vasilevskiy. The question is who starts, Shesterkin or Vasilevskiy. At the end of the day, though, Canada would still roll. 1-game tournament, though. Anything can happen. Tampa moves it over to Chernak at the point here. Tampa looks like they've come out a little more crisp. They're not just dumping the puck into the zone, keeping zone possession. Oh, McDonough can't keep it in. This isn't the best I've ever seen McDonough look. Like, we're not talking Nurse bad this year, but he's definitely taken a step back. I don't understand what show your hat means. Canada, of course Canada still wins, Alex. Like, you can't tell me if you look at the top 4 lines and top 6 defensemen for Canada, that's not the best team by a mile. America's got a great top 6 as well. So does Sweden, so does Finland, but line 4 for Canada is line 1 for most teams. Alex, like, the NHL in its old dinosaur ways with blackouts, it's trash. We have to subscribe to Sportsnet, TSN, as well as NHL Center Ice. 3 platforms if you want to watch every game. Absolutely junk. The fact that blackouts even exist is a joke. Just let people watch whatever team they want. Free market. Open it up. Your team's no good. Tough luck. Double Dub says, yeah, Canada crazy. I don't know what you mean by the hat I'm wearing, though. Like, what do you want me to show off? It's on screen. Most overrated player and underrated player, in my opinion. Well, I mean, I have recency bias now when I'm thinking of that because I'm thinking of the playoffs. I mean, right now, if I think of total money, I can't get Panarin out of my head for overrated. And that's only because he's paid $11 million a year, not because he's a bad player. He's very good. I'm going to use, out of the top 4 teams remaining, I think Devon Toews is the most underrated. I'll go that way because I can. My brain right now, Lance, is only working so far when I'm thinking back into stuff. Lack of sleep. I'd go Devon Toews right now as the most underrated. Nichushkin's pretty close for underrated as well, too. Guy's been an absolute monster. Little flip pass by Hedl. Hedl's having a really nice game again today. Alexei couldn't. Oh, Lafreniere, beautiful shot in front. Capo Caco, Lafreniere stick lifted. No shot away there. Bolts are good at lifting sticks. Anthony Cirelli's a nice underrated player, I feel. Breakaway. Shovels it in. Oh my God, the puck is loose. Is it in the net? It's got to be in the net, right? Where is it? I can't believe that stayed out. Reeves is mucking it up. No, Vasilevskiy grabs it. Huge save by the defenseman. There's those point shots again getting blocked. You cannot hit shit pads. Oh, Alexis Lafreniere, post. Of course, it's a pass by Shesterkin. We love that. Interesting. That puck got stuck under the pad of Vasilevskiy, it seems. He like lifted his leg trying to find the puck because he couldn't see it. Stuck under his pad almost. Corey Perry, big save of the goal. Wasn't even the defenseman. It's our favorite Corey Perry there, Gary. See, it's hard to tell, Mark. Is Tampa asleep or is New York that fast? Because New York's playing well as well, too. Could be a little of both. Canada doesn't have anything but crushing hockey, to be honest. We'll always be a hockey superpower, but I do believe there's a day where the Americans fully take over. It's just too big of a population to not. Even if they barely care about us. Too many kids playing in America these days. Too much money in hockey in America. They will take over. That should be challenged because that's a goal. Snipes, what would you challenge on? New York's very sharp right now. You can't go wrong, Alex, picking Canada. You literally can't. Like, if you went to the Olympics and you put in 3 Canadian teams, there's a possibility they finish 1, 2, and 3. Players are allowed to swat pucks with their hands in the defensive zone. They can hand pass and they can do it in the crease. It used to be, it was an old rule where you couldn't touch the puck with your hand in the goalie crease as a defensive player. That is gone. Clayton Keller should be traded. Still plays for Arizona, right? Yeah, the Rangers do look way faster, Russ. They're exiting their zone with pace right now. Pucks are right on the stick. Beautiful tape-to-tape passes there. Bump out there to Vetrano. Second bump out to Vetrano. Of course, it's a block shot. McDonough, beauty block. Beauty. Over to Fox. Widens the zone. You're going to have a really hard time blocking any shots from Fox. He doesn't hit shin pads. He'll fake you. He'll walk around you. He's so skilled. Palat, easy chip out. Where's Palat playing next year? I don't know. Lindgren, the cyborg. Nice little play out there. Yeah, he still plays with Arizona. Keller does. Interesting. Goes to show how much I pay attention to Arizona. I just laugh when the Jets lose to Arizona. Vasilevskiy, a little bit unsure with the puck right now. Let 2 go that he had. It's not like him. Awesome little chip in here. Miller doing his thing up on the forecheck. Fast player. Andrei Miller, when he skates, has a little bit of a shorter stride. Obviously, it's not holding him back. Edel with a funky little backhand here. McDonough punching him in the face. Everybody hug him and scrum. Oh, someone's getting a penalty. I think it's Tampa. Chychrun will be traded. Of course they will. Arizona's greater than the Jets. You take that back. Gary, there's a spam. There's a bot here. Fox, beautiful pass out there to Strome. Breadman out. Like, this is where Breadman's elite. Like, just beautiful hands there. Chychrun's going to be traded for a lot, though. I think it's 2 firsts plus a veteran. I would love Winnipeg to package one of their firsts and Mark Scheifele for Chychrun. Oh, Soapy, what are you going to say? Lampa. Lance, I don't know if I believe too much in the whole American, Swedish, whatever style player not believing in the playoffs as much as a Canadian. I don't think I do. I think everybody wants to win their championship, and I think they want to win it really badly. I think what makes a Canadian player predominantly different than certain other countries is that because Canada has so many good players, at some point, even the best player, like I think of Alexis Lafreniere, who was a first-round pick, even when he went and played for Team Canada, he had to play on the fourth line and ride the bench for a little bit. Whereas when you're an elite player with any other program, you're likely going to step in at 16 or 17 and still be a top player. You're always going to play in that top role, whereas at some point in time, a top player in Canada is going to be sent back to the fourth line. Jonathan Toews was on the fourth line in the Olympics. Like, you're going to have to... There's just so many good players that you just got to take your time. Even McDavid didn't just step into the World Juniors and take over line one. So there's a learning curve. Igor Pass, I love it. Do I like Nazem Kadri? Nazem Kadri, the person, I have no idea. He looks like an all right guy as a player. No. That track record is too much for me. It's too long. He's made too many bad plays, bad mistakes. I don't think maybe he's changed. I've read the article now about he's changed his ways or wants to change his ways, but I just don't have a lot of patience for guys that want to try to end guys' careers, and I think that's what he's done on multiple occasions. Snipes, Tampa likes to fight, and that's killing them with their power play. Yeah, no, I agree. They're getting into too much crap. Wow! Wholesales them into the net. Woo! Wow, Hedel. Lucky he's still got teeth. Thank goodness he wears a mouth guard. Yeah, McDonough just throws them into the net. Should be a penalty, but it's not going to be because they're already on the power play. Hey, Robert. Yeah, I do. I mean, there's nothing more I can say about it. It was dirty. Here's the thing, though. Every player in the NHL makes a dirty play from time to time, and some of them make really questionable plays. The question is, how often do they do it? When do they do it? How bad is it? How many times do they repeat? Hockey's a violent game where guys lose their temper and do dumb stuff all the time, including Crosby, McDavid. Kucherov has made some horrible hits in his career. Ovechkin. So yeah, every player has their moment, but there are only a handful of players that just continuously go too far. I like Josh Anderson, north to south guy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with him. Again, he's an agitator. That's his job. He's the Corey Perry of the Habs now that Corey Perry is gone. Always wear your mouth guard, kids. Snipes, do they realize that hurts their team? Yeah, I mean, I think Tampa Bay is a very veteran-heavy team. They understand what it takes to win. I don't think this is a team that's going to lose a lot of emotion. I think they pride themselves on playing on the edge, playing a little bit dirty, little bit of cheating. I think that's the Tampa Bay way, and I don't think, I don't see anything too wrong with it. I don't see them going headhunting or throwing crazy elbows to teeth yet. I think Pat Maroon and Corey Perry are two of the cleanest, even them. And they're not always clean, but two of the cleanest agitators in the league anyway. Yeah, Pronger, the lead of the NHL safety program, was hilarious. Pronger was a rocking danger on the ice, but he also played in a time when that stuff was technically legal. Do I think Marchand is dirty? I think Marchand is an agitator, and sometimes I think he goes too far. When people get super worried about like a lick to the face, yeah, that's gross, but I think hits to the head are worse than that. I think Marchand's had his fair share of not great plays either, but I think Marchie's also a bit of a beauty, does a lot of good work for the community. Stealing the phone was funny. Panarin, nice pass out to the outside. Only 10 seconds left. Couldn't get a handle on it. Tampa's going to kill this one. Easy block there by Sergachev. You got to love it. Tampa Bay sacrificing the body for it. Are they out of the box? Oh, come on. Oh, that was a bad offside. What are you asking between Evander Kane, Bergeron, or O'Reilly? Best players? Yeah, no, Gannon's right. Lance is right. Dirtiest players should be in charge of player safety. They know what's going on. I can't pick a goalie for this series, Alex. They're both excellent. Top of the game. 1 and 2 in the NHL right now, no question. You can't go wrong with either choice. I don't know if you have kids, but if you have two, it'd be like picking between both. Can't do it. Mark says the Oilers aren't done. I like it. Gannon says mouth guards are for pretty boys. I'd rather be pretty with my teeth than... Oh, another block and he's down. Rangers are finding all the holes in the equipment on the Lightning today. This is going to be a penalty? No? I'm surprised Stamkos didn't get called for that one. I thought that would have been a little bit of a hook or something. Really nice keep in there by Hedman. Trouba tries laying a hit, actually ends up going down thanks to the offensive player. You don't see that from Trubes often. Big boy. Huge follow through on the check on Trouba. You're always going to take your opportunity to check Trouba. He follows through on hits. Everyone else will on him. Which goalie would I draft first overall? Vasilevskiy. Same draft to be Vasilevskiy. You got to take the size. All things being equal, I'm taking size. The second thing I'm going to take if all things are tied is puck handling, and Shesterkin is better at puck handling, but I'd rather have the size. I think Shesterkin's what, 6'1"? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have to change my pick. Let me check. Shesterkin is 6'1". Okay. So I'd rather take 6'3" over 6'1". Nobody wants their chiclets stuck on the ice. No, it's not fun. I've lost 5 of them. Not an ideal. It's not a good time. Think the Avs got the cup? Well, why? I'm going to say Mr. Minx, it's Gordie Howe. I mean, it's Mr. Hockey. Gretzky, Howe, Lemieux, or McDavid. There's only a few names. Brodeur over Waugh. Waugh paved the road, but Brodeur. They're both 1 and 2. I don't care what order it goes. Lance, I'm surprised you just didn't say Hasek. Add the third, the write-in vote. I think the only interesting argument about goalies is who's number 3. Hasek has a case to be there. Vasilevsky's making a case. Price is making a case in his career. He's going to need a cup, though, but Price is damn good. Who do you guys got as your top 3 goalies? Double Dub, it's a commercial. I can't give a time check yet. I know it's 10:46 on the website, so we're going to be in there. Alex says Brodeur. It's tough. There's a lot of great goalies. Carlson or Adam Fox is a good question. So taking age not into account, do I take the offensive firepower and the brilliance of Fox or the solid two-way play of Carlson? I think I'm taking Carlson. Ras is asking about the hits on Trouba, one he got away with. Look, I don't understand. So, yeah, I have a high hockey IQ, but the one thing I can for sure tell you I don't understand is how refereeing works and how the Department of Player Safety works in the NHL. And that's because all of the rules in the NHL are at the referee and the league's discretion. They say they're consistent. I feel like they change all the time. I'm done trying to figure out this Rubik's Cube of an equation. So, in my opinion, I thought the Trouba hit on Crosby was dirty. I thought that was an elbow. I would have suspended for 2 games at least. But the league totally disagreed, and that's fine too. I'm okay with it. Whatever. League can do what they want. I mean, if they want hits like that in the game and they think it's okay, that's fine. And the reason the league says it's a clean hit, It's I don't like to use the term victim blaming, but it's kind of it. They said Crosby didn't protect himself and it was incidental. But I think the guy throwing the hit has to take every opportunity to not do it. That's my opinion on it, but that is not the way the NHL sees it, so I don't stress too much about it. I'll say clean hit. I mean, all of Scott Stevens' hits back in the day were clean. They're not clean these days. The league will adjust eventually, but for now, it's a clean hit for Trouba, and he changed the series with it. Love Joe Sakic. Who doesn't love Joe Sakic? Spit and Chicklets podcast talked about that. Sean Avery talked about it. He said he went to chirp Joe Sakic and he immediately got pulled down on the bench. His teammates loved him chirping, loved Avery chirping. He went to chirp Sakic and everybody said, "You do not talk to Mr. Sakic." Very loved person in the NHL. By players, by fans, by everybody. Ooh, Habby Bulin. That's a name I forgot about. Damn good goalie. So did you do Habby Bulin's fireplace? Did you build the brick wall for Habby? Mo says, Wah, Hasek, Broder. The neutral zone trap wasn't as much of a bore as you think, Mo. If you look up the goals, I used to think that too. If you look up the goals for that pace, they were still very high. The dead puck era wasn't that dead. Not as high as today, though. Lance has a Habby Bulin story. Let's hear it. Alex got a Carlson story. Martin St. Louis can turn the team around. No problem. Martin St. Louis may be the best young coach in the NHL right now. Young, I put in quotes, but like new coach, if you will. St. Louis is brilliant. Score right now is 2-1. 2-1 Rangers. Love Connor Hellebuck. Great goalie. So Lance says he's so jazzed. You buy his jersey. Awesome. Show up, ring the doorbell, and he answers. And I'm just hit with the biggest smell of cigarette smoke, and he brings me inside. Do I work with anyone that's an expert in any other sport? Canada's really all about hockey when you think of experts. We have the CFL, so I don't know if Americans would call that. But we really only have the CFL and the NHL here. So compared to the Americans, I'd say no. I think the only thing Canada's likely an expert in sports is hockey. We got great players in a lot of other sports, but experts, tough question. Mick is going to be an expert in soccer. There's no question. Clinton Potts. Joe's the nicest guy ever, Clinton says. That's awesome. Robert asked, what other sports do I follow? I'm a diehard NFL fan. I love the NFL. Actually, the accident was I was going to make this channel an NFL channel. I made a couple hockey videos they caught, and I couldn't look back. Oh, my goodness. The bot is back. Brutal. Bots. Yeah, diehard NFL fan. I'm getting into basketball. Mick's going to try to convince me to get into soccer. I can tell he's all over it. Curling. I like curling during the Scotties and the Scots Tournament of Hearts. I do. I think most Canadians like the big curling bonspiels. Love golf. Adore the Masters. Just put my tickets in for the Masters. Grew up playing lacrosse, box and field. Really, really big lacrosse guy. Baseball is fun. I love baseball if I could watch it live. I don't want to watch baseball a lot on TV. I'm a Jays fan, a Raptors fan, a Jets fan. Basically, I like Toronto sports, but the Leafs. But I don't hate the Leafs. Not going to be a penalty on this play. No, Rangers end up regrouping. Vasty's keeping Tampa in it. I agree. Lance says his wife was on the couch just chain smoking cigarettes. She looks rough. Like you can tell she was once super hot but lived a hard life. Yeah, it is hard to find streams of lacrosse. Lowercase C though in lacrosse. Lacrosse has had a tough go. I think it's the most fun sport that never got picked up on TV. Hits, fights, goals, but I don't know what's going on here at center ice. Hagel, Andrei Miller. Lance's story continues. So he's doing his thing, trying to make small talk. His wife says something in Russian, and they just start screaming at each other in Russian. And he throws stuff on the table at the wall. This is serious, eh? Like, yikes. Miller holding Hagel down. I don't know if I feel bad for the Leafs, Mark, as much as I'm starting to actually feel for the fan base. Robert agrees about baseball. Yeah, in person, baseball is a great time. Every time I go to the States, I go hunting MLB tickets like crazy. Cubbies game was great. The Mets game is so fun. Like in New York, the Mets is so much fun. I like the Yankees too. I know Soapy isn't going to like that. I've been to both. But the Mets experience was awesome. Houston Astros was good, pre-cheating. I've seen a Pittsburgh Pirates game live. That's interesting. A lot of Twins games, a lot of Minnesota sports because I'm from Winnipeg. Vikings, Twins, Timberwolves are big. Rangers are up 22-10 in shots, 6:11 left. It's been a clinic by the Rangers at home. The fact that this game is close, though, allows Tampa to stay in it. Tampa's comfortable being outshot. They're comfortable being down. Soapy loves the Mets. Lance's story continues. Now it's awkward, so I do my thing and I'm done. And he's like, good job. You did it faster than the quote. Does that mean I don't have to pay as much? And I'm like, bring it up with the office. There is nothing like hockey, Ras. You were right. Nothing compares to it. Totally unique game. Nick Paul down low. Big play there by the Bolts. Shesterkin closes the door. Panarin on Hedman here. Hedman continues around. No problem. Holton can't get a stick on it. Ends up down low. 5:23 left on the stream. 2-1 Rangers. Shots 22-12 favor the Rangers. Igor Chance on fire. Hagel in a 1-on-3 ends up keeping possession. Rangers wanting to exit the zone, and I think they're going to here. 2 double pass backs. Not a huge fan of that. What's up, EJJS? How you doing, buddy? Welcome. 2 Oiler fans in the chat. I will take a look at that tweet, Mick. I'll take a look here, Mick. Oh, that pinned tweet's good. I haven't seen it in a second. Nearby Earth planet, but it rains lava at night. Is that what I'm supposed to look at? Is that the latest tweet there, Mick? You don't feel bad for the Leafs. You just feel bad for Dangle. Dangle's made a lot of money off the Leafs. He's okay. He's okay. I wouldn't be concerned if I was a Bolts fan looking at the shots, Dan says. I agree. Then Lance says, look, I'm a big Oilers fan. Love you. Love the team. He says to me, oh, another one of you. What, you want a picture? And I was like, I have a jersey in the truck. Do you think you could sign it? All this isn't going to go well. I'm doing good, EJJS. Game's a good game. Rangers are dominating right now, but not on the scoreboard. Battle of the goalies. I called 3 goals this period, but it looks like all the goalies have settled in now. Now we're into a goalie battle. Tampa's doing a clinic on how to turn the puck over. Johnny Super B-Man hasn't made a video since the Leafs lost. Mick, you think Dangle's mental health's taken a pretty big hit? I think at some point he becomes the voice of the fan. At some point, I think it's acting, like, and not in a negative way. Like, I think he really loves the Leafs, but I think he's given the people what they want, if you will, which is the meltdown. I believe that's part of his brand. Igor or Andrei, let's go. Let's hear it. I've got Vasilevskiy. It's Vasilevskiy until it isn't. Like, if Igor wins this series, then Igor is making a case to be the man. But Vasilevskiy, 2 cups and what he's done, I mean, you can't just take that away after a couple games and a hot season from Shesterkin. It was a great season. So Happy Boolin says, go get the jersey. So I leave to get the jersey. I come back, ring the doorbell, and he doesn't answer. I ring again a few more times. It's been like 2 minutes. His wife finally answers the door and says hi. I say, Happy Boolin was going to sign my jersey, and she yells in Russian. Comes back with a bottle of vodka wearing his cup ring. Igor is playing better than Vasi right now, Nick. You're right. And I agree. It's only been 1.5 games, and Vasi is back-to-back cups. How can you not take Vasi over the long period right now? Daniel K says, Bolts aren't feeling the puck. Bad passes, fumbles. You're right. They're not feeling it at all. They are fighting it. You can't make this story up, Lance. This is incredible, man. Igor needs to prove this season wasn't a one-off for me to put him over Vasi. Yeah, I agree. I mean, the interesting thing about a goalie is Vasi is great, but what would Carey Price have been if they ever put a team in front of him? I get it. I'm not knocking the Habs to say they're terrible, but they have never had an elite team. They really just didn't do good investing in players in front of Price. Like, if you took Vasilevskiy and exchanged him with Price, is there even more cups for Tampa Bay? Because they were a good team from 2015 to now, basically. So Lance finishes off. He signs my jersey. I thank him. I try to talk about hockey with him. He says, I signed your jersey. It's my day off, time for you to leave. And that's what I did. Happy Boolin's fireplace. Wow. It's his day off. What else does he do, I wonder? Hey, Penelope. Avs fan in Denver saying hi. Love the channel. Just found it a week ago. Can't get enough of your content. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for being here, Gary. Have a great time at the bar, buddy. Imagine if they put the Canes decor in front of Price. Like, I agree. Like, just team-wise. Price has just been amazing. I mean, there hasn't been a goalie that's won every award in the NHL like Price has. I think he single-handedly carried them to the cup last year. Like, there were some good players on the Habs, but when you end up going to a cup final and then you're dead last in the league after because your goalie doesn't play, that says a lot. Sam says thank you. Braden Point's a huge difference for Tampa Bay. Massive. I mean, he's top 3 player for the Bolts, arguably one of their best, if not their best, if you believe in the two-way hockey narrative that he's their best two-way. Stamkos and Kuch are great scorers. I think missing Panarin would, or missing Point would be like if the Rangers were missing Zibanejad, Panarin, or Fox. Very hard, if not impossible, to replace that. Good block by Trouba there on Stammer. Yeah, I know, Mick. They lost a few other guys in that to free agency, but I don't think, I think they picked up some too. I don't think the Habs completely fall off with Price in the net. Lance says he'll never forget how much of a baller move it was to go get his Stanley Cup ring. That's amazing. He's our most valuable player, arguably our best offensive player and defensive forward behind Cirelli. Talking about Point, I'm guessing. I think Point tore his hip. All this chitter chatter about he's coming back, I'm not buying it. I think he tore his hip. Or are you talking about Dvorak? Turn off the ads here. I don't get dinged for showing ads of hockey moving. YouTube's such a challenging place with their copyright. Yeah, no, then I agree, Jordan. Point is the man. Cirelli's an absolute beast. There's no question about it. Thanks for being here, guys. We appreciate it. Don't forget to drop a like for me on the period break right now. Oh, Lance, you told your story good enough here. It went together beautifully, buddy. Total bad luck for the Canes. 2 goalies end up going out. That's the worst. I haven't answered the question, Ryan, about what they should do with Nurse in the injury situation. I would be sheltering him. I wouldn't bench him, but I'd be sheltering him. He'd be on the third pairing. Very limited minutes, lineup matchups. Nurse is clearly very hurt. Tampa needs to run Igor and knock him out of this series. It's always funny when I see these comments about that because, like, so what's going to happen if you run a goalie? It's the worst, most greaseball move you can do. Awful. But what's the worst? A 5-minute and 2-game suspension? Then you win the series? A fourth-line player does it? The only reason players don't do it is the code. The league just doesn't take care of goalies nearly enough. Lightning are having a tough second period. There's always the third. You know what? When you're the Lightning, Pauls, you can get away with having a bad second as long as the game's close because you're the Lightning. Only 1 goal away at all points in time. This bot will not give up. Jeez. Brutal. Bots. Sorry, guys. Had to clear that out. Take notes. That's great goaltending. Yes, that was. Igor was amazing. Pasternak did it by accident. Yeah, a lot of players run goalies by accident. League loves the offense, hates the goalies. Yeah, and I don't think the league likes protecting any player, to be honest. Bots meet them big time. Hey, I guess so. That's a nice way to look at it. Hey, Brian, how you doing? Lightning are hanging around, making me worried. Could easily be 5-1. I agree. The Lightning are hanging around. You never want the Lightning hanging around. Terrible team to let hang around. Very, very good team. Even when they're playing terrible, the Lightning at their worst are still better than most. Hey, Martinstein. Vasi looks hornswoggled right now. The Rangers get another goal. It's pretty much over. Well, my prediction for the second mark didn't work out. I think realistically the Rangers are getting the next goal. Every team in the playoffs has already tried to truck Igor. They're lingerers, man. They linger. Yes, they do. I mean, the interesting thing is, you know they're going to come out fired up for the third. Pastas was by accident. You know what? Whether they're by accident or not by accident, it's one of those things where I'm like, if you cause a pileup in front of the net and you're the offensive player, I think you have the requirement as an offensive player to slow down, back up. Puck there or not, you've got to make sure you're not going into the goalie. Igor hasn't been great because Tampa doesn't have many shots. I don't know, Mo. Like, he's been good. He's made a couple big saves. Breakaway one. Moth Nation says he doesn't think the Bolts are going to win this one. It's not feeling that way, is it? But remember, 19-0 after losses. Is it easy to pick up a feeling when someone is going to score? I think for your own team, it is, Lance. That's a really good question. Every team I ever coached, I knew where we stood and exactly what was going to happen because I knew the players so damn well. Once you get into a spot, you just know which way the game's going. You've seen every team so much. On TV, it's hard to tell. Heedle's future's bright, very bright. I think if Strome walks away from St. Louis or from New York next year and they don't re-sign Kopp, so if Strome and Kopp don't get re-signed, Heedle's easily a top 6 player for them. Check my text, eh? I don't know how to connect the streams, though, Carter. I don't know how to cross the streams, my guy. The whole helmet situation in the Pittsburgh series. Do I think he pulled it off on purpose? You know what? I don't know. I always feel players know what they're doing, Ras. People think I'm like being a wiener when I'm like, he knew. But I'm like, he knew. He always knows. That's why when guys like run a goalie or pull the stick or, it was incidental, I'm like, I would say 9 out of 10 times they know what's going on. One-shot game makes me scared. Hey, Endless Madness. Never cross the streams, he says. Robert, I could never answer you any question about why a referee does what they do. Even that offside, as the rule was called, just I'm learning something new every year in the NHL with the way their rule book is written. Pretty sad when people have been watching hockey for as long as people have, and there's always controversy. Dan says, of course he knew. Points when to pull a goalie, a mercy pull, spark the team because they suck, all of the above. I feel it's a feeling, Lance. Too many weak goals. Like for me, 3 weak goals in, you're out. I don't care. I don't care how long for. Like if 3 of them are your fault, if you could have made those saves, I'm pulling you. I think you need to know the mentality of the goalie because sometimes if you pull your best goalie, you never get him back. Think like Fleury with Robin Lehner. Going back and forth, you crush the confidence of one guy, you never get him back. Spark the team. The team knows. The team always knows when the goalie's playing like junk. So if the team's looking down, you'll pull them to try to change it up. So yeah, I'd say all the above. It's just a feeling. You know when it's time. You're like, I think you know when it's time too as a fan. You just watch it and you're like, get him out of there. As soon as you're thinking get him out of there, it's pretty close. Mark says 1-goal games are fun to watch. That's spoken like a true Bruins fan. Every goal is a 1-goal game. Mo says 1 save on a breakaway isn't a great game. No, but I mean, you can only rate a goalie on the amount of shots he's getting, like in the quality of shots he's getting. He can't control the amount. He's just got to make the saves, and he's making the saves on what's coming at him. I don't think he's going to be first star. When would I have pulled Waugh in the Detroit game? Earlier? Way earlier? Waugh was I don't know what you call it. He's a wild card. If you didn't do what Waugh wanted, Waugh would just put you in the doghouse, and he was that good that he could kind of control you. It's a bit of a coach killer in that. Hey, Jacoby. I don't know. Did Fleury's decline start when Murray came in? He was already considered a backup at that point, but he carried Vegas to a cup final. And he was so good. And a Vezina. I feel like Fleury, really never got bad. I think this is the first year I've seen him bad. Maybe I'm a Fleury simp. I don't know. I've always liked Fleury. Yes, lads. 9 goals was too much. Buddy. Tampa to win in overtime. Imagine if we're here for 2 overtimes. What's the poll on Discord saying, Jacoby? Let's take a look. You guys haven't joined the Discord, please do. Moses, Tampa hasn't done anything in this game. The game after the Tampa's first goal has been boring. Yeah, goalie battles can be boring to some, that's for sure. Rangers been all through it. Yeah, I thought both Vegas, I agree with you, Lance, fully. Both Vegas and Pittsburgh did him dirty. And I think it cost them a cup. Mick saying 3 overtimes. Ras likes the honesty from Dan up top. Dan Colio. Who's everyone else got in this game? Who's your votes? Rangers of Tampa, next goal. The dopest chat you've been in, Ras. That's awesome. Ras, are you on our Discord, man? It's definitely the most fun Discord I've ever been on. Go Stamps. Calgary Stampeders fans. No, it's go Bombers, baby. Jump into the Discord there if you can. Double Dub's got Tampa. He's liking Tampa right now for the next goal. Is Double Dub for double-double? Or am I just Canadianizing too many things? Paul's got the Lightning. That's 2 volts Lightning. The Rangers, the Lightning, next goal, guys. Lance says it's a great Discord. You're welcome. Lance, a very active senior member in that Discord. I know the Bombers aren't playing tonight, but I can't cheer for the Stamps. The Bombers are playing. There's only 9 teams in the CFL. Everyone's saying go Elks. Me and Lance were talking. Ryan, do you like the Elks' new name? I like it a lot. I really think they nailed it with Elks. I mean, it's no Washington football team. The fact that the Washington football team changed their name to the Commanders sucks. Should have left it as the football team. Dan Colio says he'll post the next one. Double Dub says, I don't know. Well, we have double doubles in Canada. It's a coffee with 2 cream, 2 sweeteners, so I thought that's where it was from. Lance says, Oilers winning the cup. Adam in the Discord. Ras says he's all for 2 overtimes. I'm going to have to order some popcorn if it happens. Robert likes the Rangers. First one to go with the... Oh, no, second to go with the Rangers. Dan Colio had it too. Yeah, I'm glad they kept the double E too there, Lance. That makes sense. I don't know why they would ever change their uniform. The Packers, Elks colors are great. Ryan ties it up. We got 3 people for the Rangers. We got 3 people for the Bolts next goal. Is anyone a Minnesota sports fan? Jacoby's right. Discord's kind of dope. An Avs and a Lions fan. My goodness, brother. Oh, the Lions. I feel so bad for you. Like, I can't even chirp you. I just feel bad. I mean, you're a quarterback away. Theoretically, everybody else is good. I thought their draft was great. Panay Sewell is awesome. But man, you like pain if you're a Lions fan. Let's go Rangers Endless Madness. Yeah, the name change is a big W. If you're going to change the name, that's fine. Just you got to pick something good. Okay, so we got Adam Fox or Nick Paul coming from Martin. Elite Zibanejad next goal. What's up, Matt? Love it. I love the troll and Zibanejad now from me. It's great. You guys got to know, like, we got to pivot. Here's the fun thing about hockey. I got to pivot. I always pivot. I will never just be locked into one thing because game by game, you know what? The more I watch, the more information you get. The more information you get, the more you can change it. Zibanejad is just playing incredible right now. So if we want to call him elite, I'll go for it. I'll be there. I got it. I can't argue it now. He's been incredible. There's no spin. Sometimes you're wrong. Sometimes you're wrong. He is elite. Guys, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers are winning the 3rd in a row. It's just happening. Hey, Eric. Hey, Brett. Heater or Laffy are due for one. Elite Mika, always a chance for one. Elite Zabby. Hedman or Kopp for next goal. Eric. A horrible sinking feeling the Rangers are winning the cup. Horrible sinking feeling. Hey, if the Rangers win the cup, nothing better than me calling the Rangers a pretender. I wasn't on the bandwagon, and they won a round. I went, they won a round. I said they wouldn't win the cup, and then they win the cup. That'd be excellent. I love that stuff. You can't take picks too seriously at the end of the day. If I was that good at picking, like anybody else, I'd just be sports betting professionally. I wouldn't be on YouTube. I'd just be smashing bets. I don't know if you guys ever seen the documentaries for guys that sport bet professionally, but my goodness, what an operation. Bolt's next goal. Soapy 3rd period starting. Yes, it is. I think they're coming back 3-1 at least, Robert. The Rangers stole Mika Z. No, Mika Z was just always a Ranger. There's no stealing. Drafted by the Rangers, is a Ranger. Always will be a Ranger. The Bombers have never needed a kicker. You're right. Our kicker's terrible. Terrible last year, terrible this year. In the NFL, nobody could make a kick either. Have I ever seen anyone handle McDavid one-on-one like that? No. No, Kale and McDavid are very close. That is best on best. Shesterkin with the empty netter. Bolts are going to turn around. Period starting here. Rangers win the draw. I say that in air quotes because it's a puck that goes way into their zone. Bolts all over the forecheck. 3-on-2 down low. Bolts are running actually a 2-3 right now. They're putting their centerman up at the middle. Two guys down low. Centerman playing up high. Ends up creeping in. That's why the 2-3 is dangerous. Look, 2-3. Here we go. End up replacing him up there at the top. It's a really interesting forecheck. First time I saw it as a coach, it caused me fits. Very difficult to stop. Mika was a trade for Brassard. I don't know what city this is you speak of, though. Never heard of it. I don't believe in this city. The best line and defensive pair. Best defensive pair is easy. That's Makar and Taze. Best line is hard. Goal Rangers! Is it Elite Zibanejad? It's Elite Zavi. Beats Vasi. The dam breaks. The best on the Rangers does it. Matty calls it. People are stoked. Mika Zibi. Another turnover here. Unfortunate bounce off the leg. Zibanejad top of the circle. I love how he picks up that 1 foot, just snaps it. Really good shooter here. Bang. What a good shot. Brett's crying Elite Zavi. Hey, we got a pivot. He's killing it. What's up, Joe? Good seeing you, buddy. I think Kreider is the only one left, you're right, from that core group. MSG's going wild. Bolts are going to start pushing like crazy now. I expect another Rangers goal next, to be honest, because the Bolts can't play defensive at this point. They have to push. That over-aggressiveness could get them caught. I'm going to say I did not expect both teams to be up 2-0 at the end of 2 for each. I expected at least one split series. Lance says McDavid and Draisaitl and Kane are the best line. You're right. I didn't pick a best line, and Lance is right. If the Avs were still playing McKinnon, Rantanen, and Landeskog, then I would pick that, but they've broken them up. So they have a great top 6. Best top 6 is the Avs. They've got a balanced line. Zibanejad, Kreider, Vetrano's a good line, but Vetrano just can't carry. I mean, McDavid and Draisaitl, just incredible line. Come on, bro. I mean, it's tough, Sam. Like, McDavid and Draisaitl, if you had to pick what you want for your team, I don't know. They're amazing. Sam says best predictors in the world adjust their predictions as new information comes to light. That's exactly what I do. I'm okay being wrong. That's the best part about hockey. If I was right all the time, this game would suck. I wouldn't want to watch it. I wouldn't want to coach it. It'd be boring. I don't want to know the outcome of the game. I want to try to think I can get a little bit of an edge on the game. But that's the best part about sports that aren't pro wrestling. There's no fixed outcome. Humans always surprise you. Is this still the second worst hockey broadcast on YouTube channel? You know what? It's funny. I used to do an intro video. I used to have an intro tagline. Welcome to the worst sports channel on YouTube, Hot Garbage Sports, with me, Coach Ryan D. And the back-end analytics showed that because it was so repetitive, people would click it and immediately tune out because they're like, oh, I've heard this before. Same with intro videos. Intro videos have been proven analytically on YouTube to not be a good usage of watch time. People tune out on them. So I got rid of both. I just talk now. Just roll. Wrestling is fixed. Welcome to the party, Lance. A broken clock is right twice a day. So a broken clock or an Oilers fan? Mick's asking, why is a 3-2 system hard to get out of? It's 2-3 system, 2 low, 3 tie. The reason it's hard to get out of is the third one that's up high, especially in the offensive zone, because this is an offensive zone system. It clogs up the middle and it takes away anything, including a board chip, and it allows defensemen to pinch because they can read the play because the centerman is up high and can replace the defenseman. So it just causes so many turnovers. It's an absolute fit to leave your zone. It's a relatively new system. You could see it here. Rangers 3 high. You just send 2 down low. They go crazy, forecheck like crazy, and you try to force a turnover up the middle there. It's a tough system. Thanks, Ash. I appreciate it, buddy. Let's go, baby. Lance, I will never let it distract me from the fact that in 1999, The Undertaker threw Mankind off Hell in a Cell 20 feet through an announcer's table. The intro should be 4 seconds or less if you have one. Yes, I agree. But yeah, the intros, they don't work on YouTube anymore. A lot of guys still have them, but I spend a lot of time. I don't know if you guys notice the subtleties in the channel, but any slight change I make isn't off the cuff. I spend a lot of time watching storytelling channels that give you advice on how to compose stories of a game. My script right now isn't a script, but it is a format. 1-minute intro about what I'm going to talk about, but it's not boring. There's got to be a hook in there. The minute is going to go ahead and build my case. The end is just a goal breakdown, and the final summary is kind of putting it all together from what I had in the intro. Oh, you can't. Hey, you can fake the outcome, but you can't fake falling 20 feet off a cell. Nothing about wrestling is fake. The outcome is fixed. There's a difference. 1998, King of the Ring. There it is. 98 to 2001, the best 3 years of wrestling history. Tampa Bay's buzzing here. They've actually caught up in the shot count because they're getting aggressive. Puck to the middle. 14:01 left. Line 4 doing well, but really the skill to bank it in. Gaudreau gives it away. You got to score here. They can't. That's what I love the most about Shesterkin. I don't know if you guys saw it. He comes so aggressively out of his crease. This is like the 10th time I've seen him. He just gets like 5-6 feet out of the crease, takes pucks away. Guy's awesome. That's why I can't gamble on wrestling. I think DraftKings is the only one you can gamble on wrestling. Kid line 2-on-1. Vasi closes the door. Corey Perry out there, little drop pass. I'm not a fan of that drop pass. One-man show, produce, direct, write, star, edit. You have to click and watch too. Sometimes I click and watch my own videos just to see how I feel about them after. You watch them a day or two later, actually, when the information's dead. See if you felt good about the format. Mick, you got it. Exactly why you're saying you got it. Mark says robbed. Absolutely. I figured this shot count would get closer. New York loves to go into more of a prevent style. Either a 2-3 or a 1-4 even. 1-3-1's a little rare these days, but a 1-4 is a nasty, boring system. Tampa Bay aggressive down low. Damn it, you're taking away my job. Hey, Zeb. The singular Panther fan. No, there's another Panther fan in here right now. Brett is in here right now. He's got a Panther logo. The Rangers have been a sleeper. Like a lot of folks, a lot of Ranger fans saying the Rangers played good. They did play good this year, but they're at the peak of their game right now. Like they had a good season. Mika had a good season. Mika is like, he's gone to another level. I'm fully convinced this is the best I've ever seen Zibanejad. And I think he can maintain it. And I think playoffs create legends like this and forever improve a player's stock. And I think the Rangers as a whole are gelling as a team. I think the fourth youngest team in the league, which the Rangers are, have figured it out. And I think every game they just get better for each other and it makes them an even deadlier team. Nick Paul ends up cruising through. Shesterkin just puts it away. And Shesterkin gives you all the confidence in the world to do what you need to do. No, I do not like prevent defense double dub. The turtle style hockey, hate it. I think you should keep your foot on the gas and keep pushing. All day, every day. Do not go into a 1-4. Put your foot on the gas and play. You got to play the way your system is built and what got you there. Sometimes the best defense is a good offense. Why do you want to open up yourself to a whole bunch of shots when you can be in the offensive zone getting shots of your own? John says Bret Hart was robbed. He was. The Montreal screw job. The only hole Colorado has right now is goalie. They have no hole. Dan Colio says, I can't stand this style. Well, I agree. It's annoying. It's boring. The 1-4, the prevent, or the turtle shell. I always think goalies should stack the pads, Lance. I'm with you. Rolling pad stacks. That one from Vasi last game was awesome. Terrible format, terrible form, but it works. Oh, this singular bot is brutal. He really wants it, you know? Yeah, so the Dallas Stars, I don't like the Dallas Stars system because it can get you some games. It can get you into playoffs. It can't win you a cup. Mika May, Zibanejad. Mika May, Zibanejad. I like it. The bots are storming again. I got them out. It's learning. The bots are ruthless. They are ruthless. I am banning the bot, Mika. I'm banning it. They have been banned, hidden. Red Skull at John Burns. Pain. The bots. Mika? Question mark. Ottinger may be the best new goalie coming up. We may be seeing the next Vasilevskiy. Shesterkin's really young, though, too. He's 26. That's young for a goalie. Callie, why are you so mad? How can I cheer you up? Yeah, reporting the bots, I don't know. Because I keep banning the same bot, I think it's just like an auto dialer. It just keeps repeating itself. Bots be botting. I miss the days of lines when there was no electronic bots to ruin things. Someone will vote McDavid for Conn Smythe, no question. What about Swayman, Mark? He's the man. He's the man in Boston. Should be the starting goalie next year. I think you would have won that series against Carolina if you would have started Swayman. Oh, I can't believe you started Allmark. Yeah, I always forget Mick Vasi's 27. Like the 10th time someone's reminded me. It feels like he's been in the league forever. Same with Sergachev. He's only 23. Hey, Winston Chang. He's big. He's bad. He's Zibanejad. I don't know if he's bad, but he's damn good. Bolts are good. Oh my goodness. Lines him up in the middle. There's Jacob Trouba again. True train, baby. Modern day Scott Stevens, just a lot cleaner now. Plays within his rules. Stevens played within his rules too. Oh, Matt, I'm bugging when I bug about Trouba. I don't have anything against them. I'm playing the role of salty Jets fan who lost their 7th overall draft pick with them. Wish he would have stayed. I'm doing the same thing the Islanders did with Tavares. Okay, good riddance. At the end of the day, he can go where he wants. Free market, no big deal. Good player. Yes, Braden Point being injured is having this much an effect. He's absolutely an incredible player. Trains derail all the time, just saying. Why would have Carey Price played his last game, Gannon? I haven't followed him too closely. I thought he worked all year to come back, played a couple games. My broadcast at 7:53 right now. 26 shots, 25. Hey Winston, what's going on? Islanders fans still hate Tavares. Well, yeah, I mean, it's funny. I don't know if you guys believe this, but like the only one who is part of like this whole idea of team that we talk about. I mean, this is a business. Everybody but the owner is a replaceable cog in the unit of a sports team. The only team is actually the fans. Everybody else is just a contractor or an employee and a temporary cog that will go to the next spot based on best available opportunity to win and get money. But the fans never leave. So they're the only ones that have, I believe, that commitment to team. I don't know if you guys agree. Let me know in the chat. His knees are shot and the surgery didn't bring him back enough. Interesting. Well, he's got a lot of miles on him. It's too bad if he ends up. That's a really young retirement for a goalie, but he's had a Hall of Fame career already. Too bad he couldn't get a cup. Some owners need to be replaced too. Yeah, you wish that could happen, but the problem is they own it. Schneider, nice chip in there. Young kid. Corey Perry's got such a tiny little stride. Choppy little stride. Effective. Nothing wrong with it. Not a trip? Yeah, it's going to be a trip. That should be game there. What's up, Ryan? There's so many Ryans on this channel. I love it. You know what, Ash? You got it. What that comedian says, you're cheering for the jersey. Because you're right. Everything else does change. The way it goes. Tampa getting dirty. When has Tampa not been dirty this series? I don't think it's like egregiously dirty, but it's Tampa. Thanks for loving the content, Winston. Bot rush again. Oh, bots. That's why they give him this. Okay, all right. Well, Lance, you may be right. How much does Tinder cost? Oh, that's funny. What's up, Jeremy? Silver lining is they were away games. Yes. Isn't Tinder free? Nothing's free anymore, Red Skull. Everything's microtransaction. You know what's free? Hot garbage sports content on YouTube. That's free. You just got to watch ads or have an ad blocker. Joe has an ad blocker. What's up, Mike? How you doing? So, fun fact about why YouTube got rid of the dislike button. We all got a memo as creators about it. I think it was one of those. It's still there. You can even run a script to see part of it, but the dislike button was always made as YouTube told us in their reason they changed it. It was always made to kind of get a sense on how your video was doing in terms of quality. But what it really ended up doing for the most part is it if you didn't agree with the opinion on it, you went ahead and would do it. And it wasn't, I don't know, like they gave a big example of it. There was a lot of creators that it would like give them mental anguish. And I can tell you as a YouTube guy, like I try to be water off a duck's back, but it's tough. You put a lot when you put a lot of work into stuff and you're tired and you're sleepy and you read a quick comment and some of it's tough. You try to chill, but you're only human. So they ended up saying they took it away because it was messing with the creator's feng shui, if you will. But it's there. I see it still. You just don't see the counts. So I don't know. I would have left it. That's my opinion. I don't think it's a big deal. But I think everything's in such an echo chamber now that once you have your base, if you will, of fans, it's going to be what it's going to be. My most disliked video this year on the playoffs was when the Avalanche beat the Predators in Game 4. And I made a video, and I got to guess it was all Preds fans that just smashed the dislike button. No Man's Sky. Don't make me go Abe Simpson on No Man's Sky. Mick's got an ad blocker. No problem with that. I got one too. I'd pay for YouTube Premium if I didn't have a billion subscription services already too. Tampa Bay kills the penalties so far. 28 seconds left. Over to Panarin on the wall for the one-timer this time. DeAndre Miller up top. Trouba tries to kill Hedel with a clapper. Yeah, like I don't know what the dislike button even did or does or how it moves things. The funny thing about the dislike button is we were told it moves any button you click down below is good. Any interaction is good. They just want people interacting with YouTube. Interesting. Yeah, YouTube Premium is expensive AF. I agree. You know what? For me, I don't want to pay for it because it's not the ads that bug me. I want to put it in my phone like a podcast so I don't have to keep it running. Lance got the premium. I mean, to have it in my pocket without killing the battery, that seems compelling. I just don't know which other subscription I'd cancel. I have a budget for subscriptions. There's so many out there now. Yeah, Zombie says the same thing. It's running it in the background. I agree. I wonder if we're going to have a fight at the end of this series. End of the series, end of this game. 3 minutes left. Shesterkin, beautiful save. Yeah, you get YouTube Music too. I forgot about that. Zombie, I think I am canceling Netflix now that the price is going up. As soon as a streaming service that I pay for adds an advertisement, I'm done. That's some cable bullshit. So you're going to make me pay for a subscription, then you're going to add an ad? Piss off. I'm out. I do too, Lance. I got $35 in the Apple family thing. $20 in Netflix, whatever Disney Plus is now, Amazon. Yeah, Jordan, I hate ads too. I'll pay for no ads. That's fine. But if I have to pay and get ads, piss off. Somebody was telling me in the States, some of the gas bars where you have to pay for your gas make you watch a 30-second ad that you can't skip before you can pay for your gas. Can an American validate that for me? Of course, they hike the Amazon Prime subscription. They're going to hike everything. Everything goes up all the time, never goes down. Wages stay the same. What if the Rangers swept Tampa? Awesome. Good for the Rangers. Terrible for Bolts fans. Good for the Rangers. Seen Hedman at a French bakery in the city yesterday. Should have stayed away from the baguettes. No, I just pumped gas. I've not seen that yet. Not seen it in California. Good. I feel anytime a company makes you have a problem paying, you should never give anyone any issue with paying. Paying should be as fast, as easy as possible. This came up because at the drugstore, I was using the self-checkout, and I have to hit through like 7 different layers of, no, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to beg, just to give them my money. Just take my money. Scan my stuff, take my money. Let me pay. Don't delay taking money. We only have one place left in Winnipeg, Brian, that pumps your gas for you. Everything else is full self-service now. Double Dub says passive ads while you pump. Okay, I've heard of that. The ad keeps playing while you're pumping, so maybe somebody got confused. Maybe it's an ad playing while you're pumping. Bananas, though. Take a hike, Jersey. I pumped gas and Shell tried to give me a credit card while I pumped. That's annoying. Everybody wants you to have a credit card. Nothing stopped you from paying. Okay, that's good. Hawaii? Oh, I wish I was in Hawaii. That place looks awesome. I've never been. All right, goalies pulled here. Statistically, this is the best play. I feel like the Rangers are going to put it in on an empty net, though. 3 minutes, 20 seconds. Too long of a time to pull a goalie. Let's cheer for an Igor goal. I'm in. Let's cheer for an Igor goal. Everybody's cheering for Igor goal right now. I love it. Yeah, Mick, I'm surprised too. I know there's no hockey in Hawaii, but that's okay. I'll live on a beach. Domo still pumps for you? That's fair. That's the Domo business model. All right, goalie's going to come out of the net now again. It's always interesting how teams struggle to recover dumped-in pucks unless they're 6-on-5. Then all of a sudden they're incredible. Maybe they should just try that hard all the time for pucks. Flip out here to the middle by the Rangers. Hey, Jordan. Oh, absolutely the right play. Gruba puts it down. Connor, how you doing? This game's embarrassing. Is the crowd chanting for Shesterkin to score? Is that what they're saying right now? Wow, okay. The Nick Ball line there. Beauty. Igor's better. Okay, thank you, Mike. I only have my volume so high because I don't want it to come through my mic. So I don't love the early poll, Joe, because I always feel it's too easy to score. But a couple guys shared with me a couple good studies from some universities that it's the way to go. And I'll always believe data. So if someone's compiled the data, I'll change my opinion on it. I still don't feel great about it, but if they show that it's the way to go, then it's the way to go. Scores 3-2. Two minutes left. Sucker for a comeback story. Yeah, Waugh used to pull with 5 minutes left. Maybe he was just ahead of his time. He's also bananas, so I have no idea. They still have an empty net. Igor can still score. Sergachev keeps it in. Really nice job on the line with his hand there. As a Leafs fan, I hate Nick Paul. That's fair. Mick, also remember, if you pull at the right time, you can get your first line against a favorable defensive line and have a better chance of scoring. I agree. Yeah, the Blues Wild Series did see goalies being pulled with 6 minutes left. The Blues Wild Series was wild. What a crazy series. Gucci! Oh my God, I thought that was in. What a save. 2 saves like that? Oh my goodness. Hedman and Cooch doing damage. Shesterkin at the end of the game. Zibanejad finds it, floats it. Being ice. I can't believe that wasn't in the net twice. What pressure. Igor goes wide. Rebound. Unbelievable job there by Trouba. Life and limb in front of the puck. Nail biter for sure. Sutter never pulls his goalie seat. That's the old school mentality. You're just like, you remember losses. It doesn't work. For sure intense, Kojak. Lightning timeout. Can you guys believe the Lightning have more shots than they do now? Wow, eh? Basically, the first period, excellent. Third period, first 10 minutes, not great. 30 minutes of the game has been balling, and 30 minutes has been boring. Waugh's son got banned in junior, maybe. All right, here we go. Yippee-ki-yay, John says. Because the Rangers literally go into a shell. I'm a turtle now. Why do you feel the Bolts are about to get it here? Daniel K, he's jacked up. He's a Bolts fan. The one draw by New York is huge, but it'll be an ice again. All that for an ice, but it shaves 6 seconds. I mean, you could just win 6 draws in a row and just keep icing it. It's fine. Somehow, Lance got the Oilers in this one. Edmund, one draw by the Bolts here. Oh my God, through the crease. No ice here. 15 seconds left. Oh, offside. Game. Oh, that's for sure that. Can we say Igor had an elite game now? Was there enough shots for us to say that now? Someone was saying we couldn't say it on 10 shots. GG's for sure. I agree with Daniel, though. You got to, you can't feel like this series is over by a long shot. Tampa's had glimmers. You have to win this clean back to the defenseman. Gaudreau's just going to tie him up. Yeah, there's tie up. It's over. Rip. Who saw this coming? Ranger fans did. Igor, you disappoint me. The Bolts certainly tried. I agree. Well, I really appreciate everybody being here. This has been awesome. We made it to 8,900 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead. We're almost at 9,000. That's nuts, guys. Gals, that's insane. Yikes. Still think this series can go to 7. At least 6 for the Oilers, we're saying. Yeah, Winston, and for sure, if you go up 3-1 or 3-0, statistically you should have this. Night, Winston. See you later, Kojak, for sure. Mick said he literally called this. That's good. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it, man. You were there at subscriber 100. Now we're at 89. 9,000. That's bananas. Well, I mean, Mike, people always say the team that wins sucks. There's always going to be haters. Team that wins the cup is the best team. Okay, team. Good night, Mike. No problem, buddy. Thanks for being here, everyone. Bye, Double Dub. It's over, Deuce Cow. See you later, Ash. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for the super thanks, Ash. Literally called the sub numbers. I thought Tampa would win that game. Best laid plans. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it. See you later, Jordan. Bye, buddy. Night, Mark. Yeah, everyone. Thanks so much. I appreciate you being here. That's great, Matt. That's awesome. I'm going to make a recap. Got to let the dog outside, and you'll see me in an hour or two here with the recap team. Have a great night. Bye, everyone.